Gamers to another episode. Oh, did I get muted?
Nope, you're good to go, brother.
Oh, welcome in, Ballsville Gamers, to another episode of the Ballsville Podcast. I am your host, Scott Fitzgerald. You can find me on Run the Hurry Up on Sleeper. This episode is brought to you by the BallsvilleGames.com. Our games combine fantasy football and poker, which create big payouts with great odds. All right, folks, we have a big show today. We're going to have a rookie mock with us four analysts on here. And we are also going to have a live placement draft, which basically is our triathlon, our Amon Rod Triathlon League of 24 is filled. So what we're going to end up doing is we are going to go to the Shauna wheel, and we're going to spin, and we're going to go from the 12 hole all the way to the 1 hole. And you're going to find out who your league mates are, who you want to draft against, who you don't want to draft against. So you're going to be rooting and where you're getting placed. So it should be pretty cool. It should be a lot of fun. And we will get started. So I'm going to introduce my panel. I'm going to go to my co-host. He's Bill's Mafia. He is Trader Clem on Sleeper. What is up, Sean?
Not much, buddy. Happy to be here, as always.
And we will save the best for last. So we'll go below me. He is the man of the wild frontier. He is way up north with the big grizzly beard. He goes by Jeff, and he goes by Zubicus on Sleeper. That's where you can find him. What is up, Jeff?
Hey, how's it going, guys? How's it going, Ballsville? Good to be here.
I think it's messed up, Scott, that you said you're saving the best for last and then immediately went to food. Like, I feel like that was like a knock on this poor guy who's like just been back for the first time in so long. He's probably had to hunt a few bears and whatnot.
I'm excited to see you, man.
We're all glad to see Jeff.
You do is just throw him under the bus,
I'm not throwing. He understands. We're all just living in our president's world. He is Alejandro Hernandez. He is our president. You can find him on Westlex on Sleeper. What is up, Alex? Welcome in.
What's up, guys, man? It's good to be on, and it's these are exciting times in the Ballsville Nation. We have a great crowd tonight. What's up to everybody in the chat, and glad to be here.
Yeah, I got to run through the chat. I mean, everyone has just piled in already. Welcome in, Cyborg, our March Madness guru. What's up, Cyborg? We got Sorry for Cussing, Christopher Mead. Welcome in. We got Jimbo's Bimbos, always sniping the pod. Welcome in. We have Crash Davis. What's up? Hey. Chief Slice 13. Welcome in, brother. Todd Barber's in. Fran, welcome in, Fran. So, yeah, we got it. You guys are piling in, and we should have a lot more new guests coming in here getting ready for the triathlon poll. So, let's get into just a tad of news.
Should we tell him before we move on about our drawing?
Oh, do we have something on the bottom that's scrolling at all?
We do not have it scrolling yet, but we can talk about it and make sure that we get it scrolling here as we move forward. But we got an entry giveaway. Alex, since you're El Presidente, do you want to explain the entry giveaway that we're doing?
Yeah, so we're going to give you a little teaser on what the big game is. That's coming up in May. We'll talk about that more later in the pod. But it's a $7 entry, and it's basically 10-team best ball. If you're in the mini leagues, it was kind of the same thing. A lot of you were in it last year, but it's our bread and butter. We go over it all the time because we love it. It's a great game, and you're going to get a shot at a freebie tonight. So
awesome.
Good luck.
Great. Let's welcome in some more guests here. We got Chicken Boy. Welcome in, Chicken Boy. And we got Jimmy's wife, Lisa Furlan. She actually won a mini game freebie last week, and she said she basically took all Redskins, and that is correct. At the Ballsville Pod, we are not Commanders. We are Redskins. So welcome on all in, Lisa. So we don't have a ton of news, just something I wanted to run by. It was funny because I'm in this.
What do you mean? Now we got this gigantic news right now with quarterback.
Yeah. So so I'm in the mini league draft, and I'm I look at my phone and I see that the popped up that Derek Carr is going to be out, looks like, for the year. So I'm looking at the board, and like 2 picks later, some guy will take Spencer Rattler. So it's I guess it's Spencer Rattler season. So get your Spencer Rattler shares if you can get them. I guess. But
Do we really think that they're going to come out of this without a quarterback that's
No,
going to be ahead of him on the depth chart, though? I mean, come on.
I saw a mock just before. I don't know whose it was on NFL Network, but it had the Saints trading with the Eagles for the 32nd pick in the draft and taking Jackson Dart. So that was the latest I heard. So I'll go.
Day one drama.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? I'll go to Sean. Do you think they're in the quarterback market obviously now?
Oh, absolutely. I think they were basically in the quarterback market before this, and we probably just were like trying to sneak under the radar with it and hoping that they didn't have to do too much work to get the guy they wanted. And I think now that's all out the window. Everybody knows for a fact that they're chasing quarterback, so they're not going to be able to sneak nothing by nobody, and they're going to have to do what they got to do to get the guy they want.
Yeah, what a terrible contract the Saints were stuck with. What about you, Alex? What's your take on that?
I don't think they could afford a Kirk Cousins go there to end your career and look terrible contract. So I don't know. Maybe like they sign a gap quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater's out there, I think. But I think they pretty much got to draft somebody. They got to take a shot on one of these later quarterbacks. They got to do something. It's like SOS over there.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, Zoobs, have you done any research on these quarterbacks? Like, let's go with the top. I guess let's go with the top 4. It's looking like. So you're looking at Sanders, Ward, and they'll be gone by the time the Saints.
Yeah.
If they do trade back up. I mean, out of these 2 quarterbacks, who do you like better, Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe?
I think Milroe's got more athleticism to him, but he's a little less refined. So he just doesn't. I mean, he's got some serious accuracy issues with his throws. And I think Jackson Dart is interesting. I think if the Saints are going to make a move, it's probably for him, to be honest.
Yeah, I watched him in the combine a little. I mean, the only thing I kind of noticed, it looked like his ball was kind of flat. It wasn't really like a good air out or like a moon ball or something like that. It just seemed kind of flat. But I mean, they're talking him up, so we'll see what happens. But the Saints are definitely in the quarterback market now. So, but yeah, not too much NFL news is really floating around. Everyone's just kind of like getting ready for the draft. So we'll talk a little bit more about players in the draft when we do our mock draft. But before we get into that, I'm going to go down to our president. He's going to give you guys insight on our scoreboard for our games. Go ahead, Alex.
All right. So like I mentioned, it's exciting times. We expanded the Dragons of Dynasty. Well, we were going to expand that actual brand, the Dragons of Dynasty, which is 16 leagues. And we chose to just mirror that game to the Heroes of Dynasty. And a lot of you were in that. But that was a 16 league expansion that kicked off in the middle of February. And it's been filled for the last week. Everybody's drafting. Out of all of them, I think 10 of them are ready for the rookie draft to kick off right after the NFL draft. And then there's a couple that want to wait till later in the season. You get the option of training camp or preseason. Or we're going to separate that by month so you can kind of pick which month you want to draft in. But that's complete. And the mini leagues are 40 leagues of way too early best ball, rookie inclusive budget drafts. Those were fun. Those kept us busy to get to this point. All that occurs before the NFL draft. And so now that we're in this kind of little grace period, we are working on the triathlon, and we have filled the popularity winner goes to Scott. Amon-Ra filled first. So you win that. They're getting ready to.
Only because I asked a lot of people to join Scott's league because I know how sensitive he can be, and I wanted to make sure that he was first.
Everyone loves.
A win's a win.
Loves the sun. Everyone loves the sun god.
And everybody asks the same question. Still got those lewds for sale?
Yeah. But to let you guys know, though, Zeus is almost full. So we almost had a double drawing tonight, but it just didn't get quite full. But yeah, we're almost there. We're hoping next week's pod. If you guys tune into next week's pod, hopefully next week we'll be able to do 2 leagues like we're doing tonight, Zeus and Jupiter. That would be really cool. Right before the draft. So we'll see. we'll brainstorm and see what's going on on tap for next week. But welcome in. I saw some short stack saying welcome in short stack.
Call in.
So
that's 36 leagues that we filled since February. So that's awesome, and that's thanks to all of you. And now we're filling the triathlon, and come May we'll be filling our next best ball game, and that's going to be the big game, which we'll talk about here at the end.
Awesome. So yeah, fun times here. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. It really helps out a lot. Please go to the ballsvillegame.com. Alex does a tremendous job updating that website all the time. It's looking cooler and cooler all the time. So please do that. And then, go ahead and write comments too. We love reading comments, good or bad. It helps us improve our brand. Like Alex always says, and I always say, this is your guys' podcast. This is your guys' website. This is your guys' games. So we're trying to improve our games, trying to improve what you guys like. So good or bad, please let us know so we can give you guys what you want. So we got a bunch of you guys. I want to thank you, and I'm sure everyone wants to thank you guys who have ponied up the money and got in all 3 leagues right away. That shows us how much of a degenerate you are, and we welcome you in on that. So we really appreciate it. But you guys are going to really, really like these triathlon leagues. They're going to be a lot of fun. And like I've said before, out of all the leagues you're in that you somewhat have to manage, whether it's dynasty or redraft, or if you're in some random guillotine leagues, I think that these triathlon leagues, I guarantee you're going to spend more time managing these leagues than any of the other leagues, because it's such a grind, and especially when you get to those guillotine sections.
And one thing I can say about the beauty of this game is that the best ball bracket format that kicks into place week 13 allows you to focus on your playoffs and your normal leagues. So that's part of the way too early mini game is because we want to get out of the way so that you can focus on your playoffs. We know what it's like when you have multiple leagues and you're trying to manage everything, whether you're good or bad. You got people like me breathing down your neck and redraft telling you, hey, please set a lineup. Don't let anybody into the playoffs and stuff. We're trying to avoid that, make it easier on you guys, the player, because that's what we want.
Yep. So no, that was that went into creating the game. Like Alex said, making sure that best ball format, because we were trying to figure out, what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to interact this? And we decided to, and like I said, Alex brought that up. Hey, let's do the best ball during the playoff matchups, so they don't really have to manage their rosters at that point anymore. So we think you guys are really going to like it, and hopefully, after this year, we'll get even a bigger turnout the following year once you guys run off and tell all your friends, hey, this format is really cool. So you got to come and check this out. Welcome in, Cheeky Hobson. Definitely a regular on here. So before we get to the big drawing at the end, we're going to do a rookie mock. It's going to be a 2-round, super flex, no tight end premium. It's all Ballsville rules. And just to let you guys know, we have done like 0 prep on rookies for a bit. So we may do some selections, and you guys are like, what? Are you guys smoking crack? Why are you taking him there? So we are just kind of like shooting from the hip, but we're just letting you guys letting you guys see what we're thinking right now. And go ahead and chat. If you don't like a pick and chat, or you think a guy shouldn't go there, go ahead and chat.
Yeah, blast us hard.
Tell us we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, tell us we suck at football.
Exactly. We suck at football. I haven't used that one in a while.
We got a question here. They want to know how much is the fab going to be for guillotine. So for the triathlon league, on the intro, it tells us $200 is going to be your start of season fab, and you're going to start plowing through that during the redraft portion of it. So you got to be wise there. And then the guillotine, you're going to have the same fab. It does not, you don't get it bolstered. It doesn't reset. That's part of the strategy, is you got to hold on to some of that fab to make yourself good enough for the best ball portion. So that's going to be your runway.
Right. And I know another question that's probably going to be asked is, when are the drafts going to start? So every league is going to be able to do their or every realm is going to be able to do their own drafts, like draft times whenever they want. But what's most important, and I learned this in Guillotine when I played in Guillotine last year, is the bye weeks are going to be very important. It's going to help determine if you're between a couple quarterbacks. If you got a quarterback that you have like on the same tier, one's bye is week 5, the other bye is week 14. I mean, that might be your tiebreaker. Hey, I'll take the guy that's bye is week 14 because I don't got to replace him forever, you know? And so that's why we're hoping that people realize that, yeah, we need to wait for the NFL schedule to come out with the buys, and then, you know, it'd be beneficial to have your drafts after that. More information is better. So when you guys are ready to make decisions on when you guys want to draft, take that into consideration.
Yeah, so, and each legion, the Romans, the Egyptians, and the Greeks are run by each of us. So, you know, if you're in Scott's or Sean's, they might have a different twist on how they want to operate things. You know, I like to leave it up to the leagues to kind of dictate how they want to run things. But that's a great point. Waiting until after the schedule is gonna really matter between the leagues that draft early and the leagues that draft later. So there's an advantage to be had.
Yeah, and as far as like what Alex said, like all the rules are going to be the same. Like everyone's rules are going to be the same. Those aren't going to change. It's just, you know, possibly like draft times and, you know, draft days and stuff like that. So possibly, you know, timers. You know, if you know, maybe you get everybody that says, hey, we want to go on 4-hour timers. We don't want to go on 2-hour timers. So, but yeah, it's, you know, you guys will have a chance to vote, and, you know, we want to try to make it fair for everybody, make sure everybody can get to the draft on time. It's everyone's, you know, try to accommodate everyone's time zones, you know, stuff like that. So people aren't getting autoed and stuff like that. Just, it's, you know, we're going to make it convenient for you guys. So, welcome in, Brandon Dalfor. Welcome in, buddy. Anybody else pop in? Did I miss anybody? No. Okay. Let's get into our draft here.
So, Scott, do we have are we going to show people? Because I have a list of a 2-round mock that I pulled. So we have landing spots for these guys. Okay. So do we want to screen share that for everybody right now so we can get an idea on exactly where these guys landed in these mocks that we're doing here?
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, if we're going to do this 2-round mock here, I figured we should have some landing spots, right? So I pulled these off of one of the mock drafts on a fandom website. So you give us kind of an idea on where these guys might go. A lot of them are really interesting. Shador Sanders ended up going to the Giants in this mock. I thought that was a really good landing spot, and early draft pick like that too makes it more interesting. Same thing with Jackson Dart. These guys are listed in order that they were taken. Mm-hmm. So Cam Ward would be the first one off the board, and Jalen Lane was the last pick in the 2nd round. So this is basically the players that we can utilize. And if we hang on for just a second here, I think I can work a way where I can bounce back and forth between these picks, these landing spots, and the mock draft, so we can kind of share with the players that what we're doing here on both ends. So they'll see the mock and they'll see this.
Where'd you pull this from, Sean?
This came off of NFL.com. It was a 5-round mock. I was able to get the top 2 rounds here in time because, you know, as you guys know, we've been working on this here throughout the prepping and, you know, this and a few other things that needed to get done prior to our show taping. So, you know, here we are with the top 2 rounds as far as we can make it. Hopefully we don't draft anybody that's not on this list.
Oh, wow. I see something that's interesting on that board. I'm wondering,
what do you see?
I think Sean brought this board up because there's a particular wide receiver that's going.
I knew you were going to say that. I was just waiting.
Particular receiver that has been picked by his team, and that's a Mr. Matthew Golden. So what do you think about that landing spot there, Sean? Would you like a Mr. Matthew Golden on your team?
You know, in this mock, they actually did trade up to the Ravens pick to take Matthew Golden. And, you know, in that scenario, if he fell that distance and we were able to get him and that's who they wanted, then hell yeah, I'm happy with that pick 100%. Because there's 2 positions I want him to take in the first 2 picks. It's at defensive end and it's wide receiver, and I don't care what order they decide to go with. So they go with receiver first. I'm okay with that.
Wow. Yeah, there's some.
Plus, if you notice the order, he is behind Tet, so I also won myself a pub sub in this mock.
I know.
So
Yeah, you killed 2 birds with 1 stone right there.
Cheap shot.
That's awesome. So yeah, that's weird. That's a weird mock because there's like guys that are going that I'm like, I didn't.
Yeah, like Hampton to the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't see that at all. Hampton going to
Isaiah Bond to the Rams. Then you got Quinshon to the Bears. That's not bad.
Do you guys? Let's see. What was it? You guys
Aiden
know?
Blue to the Broncos. Who's that?
That's the Texas back. The Texas running back. You guys know the pedigree of Mason Taylor?
No, that's the one. That's kind of the one name that threw me. I was like, I
saw it today. He is the son of Jason Taylor, the defensive end for remember the defensive end for the Dolphins, Jason Taylor? That's his son. So they were talking about the pedigree on him and how he could be a good pick for a team. So yeah, he's got some pedigree. And when we're taking these rookies, you always want to have in your back of your mind, hey, are they coming from a football family? That's kind of a pretty good indicator if they're going to be a pretty good player or not. Because you mean
like Shador?
Yeah, they're going to have the work ethic, and you know what? Everyone's piling on Shador, but I'm not really piling on him too much. So, I guess it depends where he goes. But in this one, they got him going to the Giants, which I think would be an awesome spot for him.
Yeah, Christopher says, "Don't do that to my Giant."
So I mean, Malik Neighbors is already proven that it doesn't really matter who's quarterback; he can still produce.
I tell you the one. I hate the Mika Egbuka one to the Seahawks.
I mean, I think they need a tight end, don't you? Don't you think a tight end?
Yeah, over a wide receiver. I mean,
I think I would have taken Colston Loveland there instead of. I'm
100%. I'm 100, and that's exactly my thought. Is if they were going to take a weapon right there, an offensive weapon, why would you let Colston Loveland go past you and take Amika, who's, I mean, he kind of profiles the same way as JSN does. So yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one.
Yeah, I know. Cyborg says Luke McCaffrey. So hey, they got one of them right though. I mean, they got one of them right. So that's 50%. It's 50-50. They got Christian, and Luke was just the odd man out. But I mean, the book's still out on him. He did all right last year for not really getting a lot of targets. So I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, he's only got to beat out Deebo Samuel this year.
Yeah, for sure. So he's not in his 3rd year yet, is he? He's only in his 2nd year. Was he a rookie last year?
Yeah, he was.
I believe so. Yeah, sophomore today.
Yeah, so they usually say if they don't hit it by the 3rd year, they're pretty much done. So, all right, let's try.
So I was able to do this here, and I think what's possible I can do is I can basically just kind of do this here back and forth for us and go to and fro. So we saw our first landing spots there. Who was going to take the first spot in the draft? Just so you guys know, as viewers, don't worry about the empty spaces. We're going to set players manually. And so we can only take up one spot in the mock draft room because Sleeper likes to do us like that. So that's why you see all these empty spaces. But we're just going to rotate one, work our way through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just like the Beatles.
So we did this earlier in the season, in the off season, and we didn't have any kind of sleeper ADP. We were kind of just winging it. And then since February, we've had our own mini leagues that have, given us, intel on where these rookies are going based off of how you guys draft. And if you go to the website, we have it's a little outdated. It's from before the combine, but we do have rookie ADP and the way that this mock went down last time we did this, which was like probably episode like 302 or something.
That's awesome. So who's going to take our first pick of this draft, guys? What do you think? Who wants to pick one? I'll be pick 3 since I'm basically in that spot anyway.
Let's let Zoobs go first since he's
Dubes can go first if you want to take the third. I'll take the fourth.
Sounds good.
All right. You're letting me go first?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah,
Oh.
Alex, why don't you take 2 so that way you land back on where you're at? Because you're
Okay, that
second,
works.
right where your name is.
Yeah. If you're in the 101, even if it's super flex, rookie draft, there's only one pick. There's only one guy.
Ashton Denty. And let's go back and check real quick on our other ball here. So where did Ashton Denty fall? He went to the Raiders in our mock.
Which is a great spot for him. I mean, they need somebody. Their run game is horrible.
Alex, did you take him?
No, I didn't take McMillan.
It's the way that the mock works. Alex has to kind of bounce it back and forth with the commission, the pausing and stuff, because the mock draft wants to just move forward on its own. It has a mind of its own.
Good time.
I agree with you, man. I think the Raiders are the number one landing spot for Genty. If he goes to the Raiders, in my opinion, that is like the bee's knees as far as where you want that guy to go and what
now
he's do for sure.
is there another team that we think might be a really good fit? I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
maybe
2 of
the
them.
Broncos. I mean,
It's one of them.
Cowboys.
That's the other one.
Yeah, the Cowboys. Yeah,
All 3 of those teams, I'd be totally happy with. All 3 of those teams.
Yeah, I mean,
the one team everybody's hyping up that I wouldn't be as happy with is the Bears. As the other 3, I would have preferred one of the other 3 over the Bears. The Bears might be the next 4th in line, but I still feel like there's a slight difference there because the Bears have a quarterback, number 1 overall, who's ability to sling the ball and doesn't have any problem taking off if he has to. So, that he's got that kind of potential to be that guy who takes away from a running back more than he helps a running back. Whereas, a Geno Smith, he ain't going to steal nothing from nobody. He's basically going to hit that ball off as much as possible and then probably dump it off a lot more than most as well.
hey, I saw Geno make a couple nice little rushes last year. What you talk about? Don't belittle Geno like that. Come on.
He's in his 30s, bro. He is not trying to get hit. He will get rid of that ball or do something, but he will not take the hit if he can avoid it.
Yeah.
More power to
You
him.
can see that.
Same way.
You can see that oatmeal in his pants squishing around.
Yeah.
Hey, so based off of your list, like if this is a real rookie draft, I'm trading back here. I obviously you feel obligated to take a quarterback in Superflex at this point. Especially if McMillan's going to the Cowboys. To be the number 2, he's never going to overtake CeeDee Lamb, right? So, in this situation, based off of those landing spots, I'm going to go ahead and throw you a little curveball, just based off of how I run my teams and the quarterback security that I have. I'm going to take Travion Henderson based off of the landing spot going to the Cowboys. I think he would get all the work there, and he would be the payoff back. And in my rosters, I'm quarterback secure, and I'm looking for a running back. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that situation in here.
Wow, look at this, man.
And now Zubicus has the choice.
On our mock draft over here, just throwing that curveball. Unbelievable.
Yeah, why not?
Well, Scott, what's your analysis on this situation?
Well, who did you take?
He took Travion Henderson going to the Dallas Cowboys in the mock.
Yeah.
I don't.
Not just Travion, but Travion as the Cowboys' primary running back.
Yeah, I mean it. If he ends up at the Cowboys, I think they are losing aren't they losing another offensive tackle?
He just retired. Tyron Smith, they're like big tackle, their main man.
So,
yeah, you want to talk about dump offs? Who's going to dump it off more than a freaking oft injured Dak?
I mean, Travion is a good player. He can catch the ball. So I mean, would have taken Travion over someone else. It depends where that other person was, landed. I'd have to look at the list again, but
no, come on, Scott. Don't play coy.
Because I want
the
Sean
next running back, Scott. You had Amari and Hampton going to the Steelers was the next back off the board after Janty.
Yeah,
and then beyond that, before Travion, there was Quinshon Judkins who went to the Bears, the pick right before him, and then it was Travion.
So I don't know. I don't like I don't like the landing spot. All I'm going to say is I don't like the landing spot for Hampton. So go ahead and pick Sean.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So that's it. We're just gonna move right on into my pick. I don't even get to break down his Travion Henderson madness over here.
I just told you I like that pick over all but one running back.
I like that pick in like 5 or 6 picks from now.
No,
I do not like that pick at this point in time. I'm sorry to say, my friend.
Like I said, I'm throwing in the scenario where it's at my actual roster, and my primary positions are always quarterback and wide receiver, and light on running back, especially if it's like a startup and I'm looking at early draft capital. I would prefer to trade back, and let somebody else take that standard. Like, you have to take the players on the board, like you have to take them according to ADP.
It's not that. I think if I'm going RB, I'm taking Hampton over Henderson based on the landing spots. I like the Steelers just as much as I would like the Cowboys at this point.
I don't think Warren would go away. That's the problem.
No, I don't think.
I mean,
I think Warren's fine.
I got Javonte Williams there. I think it'll be a similar timeshare in Dallas.
And I perceive it as a much worse offense, especially with the quarterback insecurity right now.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, there's something to be said for that.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know, man. I have a hard time with that pick at that point because sitting in the 3 hole though, I would like to say thank you first and foremost. It really does help me a lot to take a guy that I really did not anticipate to be in my way at all. So that was wonderful. So since you went ahead and left it for me, being the nice man that you are, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump all over that present that you left for me. And I'm going to take the top quarterback, the 1 overall, the 1.1 in the NFL draft, Mr. Cam Ward, going to the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, Titans.
So go ahead and sign that for me too, if you could, because I cannot do that on my draft board, Alex.
Oh, I got you.
I'll go ahead and break it down for you guys. I mean, look, we've been watching some game film of this guy lately, as all of you have, at least I have. And, from what I'm seeing out of him, the fact that he's going to a team with a coach that I do feel like is a solid coach. I think that he's proven with his track record that he can go in there, he can right the ship, and he can turn that around. So I'm definitely going to be happy with what's going to happen there and hope that he's going to turn that into a new number 1 quarterback for me that I can turn around and trade for 2 first-rounders next year, since I've already got 3 or 4 on my roster.
Hey, we got 21 viewers right now. You guys make sure that you type in the keyword big game down there for your chance at a free big game entry.
Yeah, and welcome in Bennett Glubish. Welcome on into the show.
That's White Knight.
Oh, White Knight. Welcome in, White Knight.
Yeah, and we got Beninator in here. Cool.
So Cam Ward for you, Scott. You taking a 3 hole, or you got somebody ahead of him at this point?
No, I think I'm going to take Cam Ward in a super flex. I mean, I would have taken him at the 2 hole, but
at the 2, exactly.
At the 2 hole. I mean, but I'm a quarterback guy. Everybody knows I am. So I don't think the Titans is a bad spot. I think he's going to sit. I think they're going to let Will Levis kind of hang himself at this point.
Wow, you think they're going to let Will Levis start again this year?
I think they are, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, wow. I think they're going to let him start again.
Interesting. Okay.
But you know what? To be honest with you, if you put Cam Ward in there, are you going anywhere this year? No, you're not going anywhere this year. So go ahead and suck at football. Go ahead and use Will Levis, suck at football. And then if you want to throw Cam Ward in there at the end of the year, you're going to have a shitty enough record where you'll get another high draft pick, and then you'll just go from there. I think it's stupid to throw Cam Ward out there and let him get killed.
Cam Ward is going to start week 1, and both of them are not going to be on the same roster by the end of the NFL drafts. I'm going to tell you that right now. Cam Ward's going to get drafted 1 overall, and Will Levis will be traded before the draft is over.
Who's he going to be traded to? Who? Pittsburgh?
No, New Orleans.
Where's he going to go?
I think he's going to New Orleans.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's not out of this world.
Yeah, like a 4th or something.
But see, like putting yourself in a position where you're going to draft Cam Ward with the intention to start him or have him be some kind of contributing factor to your team, I don't see that paying off. I think if you're in that position,
I'm not saying that they're going to draft him to be the starter right out the gate, but I think they trade away Will Levis, they draft him to be their eventual starter, and then they'll probably sign like a veteran guy that's out there who wants one more year to play, and or trade for a backup guy somewhere who they like that can be their stopgap. And that'll be basically how they play it. And then Cam Ward will probably, in my opinion, win out the job and then start week one, like most week ones do.
Who else is on the Titans as a QB? It's Levis and
that's with Mason Rudolph. No,
Mason Rudolph from
Pittsburgh. He's back in Pittsburgh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers.
Welcome in, Ben. Ben Lopez is in the chat. Welcome in, Ben.
Will Levis sucks at football. He's still in your line, Scott.
It's a popular line. All my lines are starting.
Hey, you know why we can't think of who the other quarterback is because I'm looking at the depth chart right now and it literally just says Will Levis.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They're gonna start Will Levis. They're not. Cam Ward is not starting.
Even if they're
obviously,
I don't think Cam Ward's gonna sit behind Levis. I just don't.
Yeah.
All right. Is it my turn yet?
It's your turn, Scotty. You go right ahead, my friend. You have a long list of players you can pick from. I'll go ahead and pull up the board for you if you need me to.
No, I don't need the board. If we're going by these landing spots, if we're gonna go by these landing spots, then I'm gonna not really throw a curveball, but I'm gonna take the player that's in the best landing spot.
You're taking my guy.
best landing spot, and that is Quinshon Judkins to the Bears.
Yes. I was just looking at that, and guys, the beauty of this is that this draft has been billed as an RB heavy draft, and if these are the landing spots, like instantly, those are my top three. Were going to be those running back, Genty, Henderson, and then Quinshon. Like,
yeah, no doubt. Everyone's saying I'm bugging with the Levis thing, and I'm not saying. All I'm saying is Will Levis is going to start week one. Whether he makes it out of week one and Cam Ward gets in there is another thing. But Will Levis will be the week one starter. They're not going to throw a rookie out there unless he completely wows them in training camp or Will Levis gets hurt. So whether or not Will Levis
are we back on this Will Levis Cam thing again? No, it's not going to happen, man. Stop
I'm just defending my take.
Scott, there's a pub sub at the end of this road. You do not want to go down this.
I'll take a pub sub on Will Levis not starting over Cam Ward week one.
I'm sure you guys would.
You want to do it, Scott? Pub sub, me and you. Will Levis not starting over Cam Ward.
No.
I wouldn't. That's a super hot take.
Yeah. But I will take Judkins because I know that he will play the role of Jahmyr Gibbs plus. So I like that landing spot. Ben Johnson knows what to do with running backs, and I think that's a great fit.
So update, Chicken Boy was right. Behind Will Levis is Tim Boyle and also Brandon Allen.
Oh, there we go. See, this man knows his Titans.
Yeah, good job. I mean,
I wish there was somebody that was a Titans fan in here.
You'd have to work really hard to find yourself a Titans fan. Zing.
True.
So I can't put it in here. So somebody's
Alex, can you go ahead and lock that in for him?
Oh, sorry. That was.
He's too busy hydrating himself over here, like he needs water or something.
There we go. Who's on the clock?
All right. So far, we've had two running backs, a quarterback, and another running back. So, we haven't even seen any blue on this board. Is that going to happen on this pick? Who's taking this right here? Are we going to do back-to-back for Scott and do the little snake style, or are we going to do 1 through 4?
No, just go back to Zoobs.
Zoobs,
linear.
Yeah. So
what do you think, Zoobs?
We will not see blue on this one.
Whoa. Whoa.
We're gonna go yellow.
Whoa.
Oh, are we getting a tight end off the board for the first time? Look at that.
Oh, I
Hey,
missed the landing spot. Where was that?
Yeah, that's what I'm going off of.
Posted
I'm going off the
Loveland.
landing spot.
His
Landing
landing
spot.
spot.
He had a good landing. Well,
Broncos.
I don't know if it's a good
Broncos,
landing spot
baby.
because
Evan
you
Ingram.
have
Yeah, but Evan Ingram's got maybe a year left in the tank. Maybe a year. I mean, probably maybe 2 years, but he also gets injured a lot too. So
Yeah,
And
I was
we're
going to
talking
say
a
two
rookie draft
unhealthy.
for dynasty here, my friend. I don't think that's a bad pick at all. He's a couple of years, and tight ends usually take a few years to develop.
Yeah.
We've gotten spoiled lately, but it's
that's
not.
that's what I'm looking at. Sit him in the taxi for a year or two, see what happens. Wait for Ingram to fade out of that offense, and then he might be the man. I mean, he might be the man this year if Ingram gets hurt really bad. So
well, we all know he's a Michigan man. So, good pick there, Michigan man.
Hey, I
Jimmy
don't hate it.
Wojo. Jimmy Wojo.
I don't hate it.
Welcome in, Jimmy Wojo.
All right, so we're going to go back to Alex now, and Alex, are you going to be the first to bring some blue to this board?
No, not at all, because these are terrible landing spots. Who did this?
You did this, Sean.
Ooh, hey, it's not me. It's a mock draft I found, buddies. Let me give you the exact name of the individual who wrote it, just so that you guys. It is a Chad Reuter mock, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Chad Reuter mock.
Prosecute Chad. This is so ugly, because if you pull up your list, like all the people that you're rooting for look like they're all going to be like snuffed out. And then there's like lower talent that has better opportunity. So I like to draft based off of opportunity, because that's like their immediate future. You're not going to go sit behind Justin Jefferson and take over that one spot, obviously. So it does affect the strategy. So I don't like this, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit more red, because I think if you have Shador going to the Giants, for a fact he's going to get a starting opportunity, and he's going to have a long leash to do bad as a Giants quarterback.
I can't say I hate it in a super flex scenario like what we're drafting for, which is our Ballsville super flex non-TEP. This is definitely not a bad pick, especially being that we do the 6-point passing touchdown as opposed to the 4. So it even has a slight bit bump there as well.
I can hear Connor now telling us who we're leaving on the board and how ridiculous this is, but
he's hanging out at the Jets rookie camp right now.
I actually really like that pick. I think it's a perfect landing spot for Sanders. He's got a number one in Neighbors.
Yes,
going to a big market. So they can, his dad's gonna love that. Going to New York, they can market him. So I think it's a great spot for him. And I'd rather have him go there than the Jets.
Yeah. Oh, you guys. I think it's a great pick. I really do. I love that you guys left me a specific player on the board right now that I really had no idea would even be here at this point in time. So I am also very excited and want to thank you for a second time in 2 picks. And this is an amazing opportunity for me. And so I'd like to say, as well as thanking Alex, I'd like to thank my parents. And, without them, I wouldn't be here. And of course, you got to thank God. Because I have a player named Amarion Hampton that is sitting there literally ready to make blueberry pancakes and score some touchdowns running around that Steelers backfield. So I am taking Amarion Hampton right here and squealing like a little piggy, excited as hell with my Cam Ward and Amarion Hampton in the spots that I felt in.
Yeah, I don't know if they make blueberry pancakes over there in Pittsburgh. I think it's probably like porridge. Or oatmeal. Uh-oh.
Oh, I knew you were going to say
oatmeal pancakes.
I was just waiting.
Oatmeal pancakes.
Oh, I love it.
No, I don't hate it.
Alex, I'll need you to assign that when you have a second.
I think talent alone is why you're drafting him there.
Well, and landing spot too. I mean, I think the Steelers is a great spot for any running back.
Yeah, it's still a good spot.
I think it's an all right spot. But you just know he's going to share the backfield because that's what Tomlin does, and it's always frustrating in Pittsburgh, right?
Know, man. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell, he was having no problems giving that man the ball quite a bit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think Le'Veon was just an exceptional talent until he wasn't.
Who's to say Hampton can't be that guy? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's in a strong back scenario. Like, he could be the number one back in how many different leagues or how many different drafts? He just happens to be in this one with a lot of good ones.
I just feel like their team chant before they take the field is like, good enough, good enough. Like, that's their ambition.
Oh, I love it. Hey, that's all right. I'm happy that that's how you guys all felt because I'm stoked that he felt to me. And I think
it's a great pick.
Is it Scotty? Are you next, or is it? Yeah, Scotty.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. I'll take Ty Warren.
Oh, man, I love this. No,
I
not
think
a single wide receiver.
Panthers, huh?
I think that's the nut spot for him. Going to the Panthers, it should be an ascending offense. Bryce Young looks like he's got the game slowed down a little bit for him. And young quarterbacks, they always lean on their tight end. Warren was a monster at Penn State. I mean, he's the number one target in that whole offense, playing in the Big Ten. So to me, it's a pretty easy decision to take Ty Warren. I think he could be used as like in the Brock Bowers mold where they move him all over the field.
Wow. Can we talk about the fact that is the 8th pick in this draft and we still have no blue on the board?
I know. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Unbelievable. Especially after last season with 3 of the top, guys were basically wide receivers, right?
We're scared off of the landing spots. That's the problem.
I mean, I don't believe it. It's just, man, that's crazy to think about it.
Yeah, so
they are really bad landing spots, though.
Yeah, they're not great. So
I guess Chad Reuter's not much of a receiver fan.
Yeah. So, all right, Zoobs, you got blue in your background. Are we going to have blue on the board?
This is where it finally is, guys. This is where you gotta do it. The fall is too much. I think he is too. I mean, he's a polarizing player for sure, especially if he's going to do what a lot of people think he's going to do, playing both sides of the ball. But he is. If you guys watch his film, he is spectacular on offense. I mean, he is amazing. And I don't think there's an NFL team out there who is going to draft him who's just going to be like, nah, he's just defense all the way. No, they're going to have to put him on offense. They're going to have to. I'm just telling you that when they see how good he is, they're going to have to. So Travis Hunter, join the team.
There you go.
Travis Hunter.
Only if you're getting interception touchdowns.
I'm telling you guys, there's no way an NFL team will not play him on offense. I mean,
I'm not saying they won't, but I think it could be a very like Kevontae Turpin kind of split.
I don't think so. I think they might let him come in on like obvious third down passing plays or like end game cleanups kind of stuff and let him play CB. But I think I think any NFL team worth their salt's going to force him to be out there on the offense. He's just too amazing. I mean, it's crazy watching his film. It's beautiful.
All right, Travis Hunter.
Wow. All right, with the chef's kiss.
All right. You guys want to call this after the first round and just draft this first round and move on?
Yeah, we're getting light on time or up against it. So
yeah, we'll finish out the second part or the second round amongst ourselves, and we'll just throw it up on the website or something for you guys to check out afterwards. But we'll finish off the first and move on.
Yep.
Can I see your landing spots one more time?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I don't see Scatterbo. I'm playing.
You want me to find out what Scatterbo went? I can give you a quick rundown on it.
Oh, you have that really?
If he went in the top 5 rounds of this mock, I can pull it for you real quick.
Man, I am looking at these landing spots for these receivers, and it is
Luther
what the NFL is
Burden.
gonna do.
Luther Burden is interesting to the Raiders if that actually happens.
So that's
They
what I'm looking at. But I said,
they-
I know Connor's gonna freaking sneak up behind me and give me the garrote if I freaking take Burden over over these guys.
Scadaboo went to the Titans in this mock at pick 120, round 4.
That's ugly too.
Oof.
Yeah, that's not a great landing spot.
Yeah, right. And that would kill both Pollard and Spears as well if all three of them are in the same backfield.
Yeah, that kills all three of those guys.
Yeah. See,
Okay,
Chad Reader,
so-
man, he's throwing monkey wrenches all over the place in this mock.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's take oh man. Landing spots are terrible, Shawnee. Why'd you do that?
There's one.
It's Chad.
There's one I see that I would take here. A blue player. There's one I see,
Yeah, me too. I got one that I would take. So
and I think me and Sean are on the same wavelength with this one. So
Well, now's your opportunity because I went Ibuka here just because I can see him, even if he is a number 2 over there with JSN, and he's a secondary, the safer option, and we have Sam Darnold slinging it. So I can see his role being more fruitful than some of the other wide receivers that are on that board right there.
okay. I mean, if that's the case, and you're going to do it again, and you guys are leaving me an opportunity to take another player that I didn't anticipate to still be there, then I'm going to take my boy who's wearing the red, white, and blue, taking passes from JA17. Give me Golden, baby. Give me Golden.
that's who I thought. That's who I thought Alex might take, and that's the one I was thinking. Sean was Golden for the next.
Oh,
pick.
Golden over Tet. Sean?
Because a landing spot, I think
Oh,
JSN is going to be the
okay.
guaranteed number 1 there. Golden has the chance to win the number 1 role if he's that good.
Well,
But
That's a great pick. That's a major oversight on my side. I wasn't even looking at him.
Yeah.
That's who I thought you were. That's what I was talking about, Alex. I saw Golden there, and I was like,
Oh,
Golden.
We really, I feel like we let Sean get freaking the 102, 3, 4, and 5.
I just destroyed the draft with you guys. Can we draft all the rookie drafts together, please? Can you guys just do this for the rest of the drafts that I'm in?
So,
Hey, you'll get a chance. We're in a couple of dynasties together.
so I don't know why.
I don't have any picks.
I don't know why HTX Ethan, who's a new player of ours, I don't know why he's not here, but in one of the chats he wrote, "Is Tet dead?"
Yeah, for real.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's not that, dude. We only did one round. It's who's the last pick? It's you, Scott. So if you take him here, that would be it. But I mean, I feel like I think I know where you're going. I don't think it's blue.
No, I'm definitely gonna take. You know what?
Do you want me to
You know
pull
what?
the
I'm definitely gonna take blue, and I'm just doing this because it's my second favorite team, and I'm gonna take Luther Burton going to the Raiders. They have nobody there besides Jacoby Myers and Bowers, and
He's a good
Gino can sling it. So
At least we know he'll try.
I just figure
Wow.
it's the closest path to like, targets. I was thinking Tet to the Cowboys, but aren't the Cowboys always a mess? Right, Cyborg? The Cowboys are always a mess.
At least their second receiver is.
Yeah, so I'll go with the Raiders out in Vegas. I'll go with Luther.
I love that pick.
So
I love
Ted
that.
makes it into the second round in this scenario. I wonder what everybody in the chat thinks of that, because that's breaking.
I know there's a guy that I have to talk about that in this mock draft that I thought for sure would go because of his landing spot. I cannot believe that Jedon Blue is still sitting on the board right now at this point in
I
time.
don't even know who that is.
Like crazy. But it doesn't even matter if you know who he is or not. Sean Payton knows who he is, and he drafted his ass in this mock early enough to know that he's got a plan. So I'm taking that dude, and I'm running happy as hell with him. Like I cannot
That's a
believe
James Polk situation, man. I don't know about that. It's like nobody knows.
I think he's gonna be so. If he falls in a place like that, like whoever goes to the Broncos, in my opinion, is gonna be somebody to target. Especially if it's a later round running back that is like kind of a sleeper guy that's not one of the top, guaranteed 3 or 4 guys that everybody's all hyped on, then, he's going to be somebody that you can easily target late in the draft and walk away happy as hell to have. Because remember how, Alvin Kamara was kind of an afterthought for a little while when things first went out. He was like, what, a 3rd round draft pick, I think. And there's a lot of other backs in that draft that people were hyped on. And then all of a sudden Kamara just blew up like instantly.
So how cool is the 2nd round going to be based off of what we just saw right now?
Oh, there'll be a lot. Yeah, it's going to be real cool. I mean, a guy to watch out for too, like we talked about earlier. He's got the pedigree, and if he goes to the Chargers, Mason Taylor might be a pretty good pick for a tight end because in the Harbaugh offense they use the tight end. So
yeah, and they need somebody there. They got nobody.
They need a tight end. So
they got Will Disley, I think, who's their tight end, who's 32.
They got I think another dude too, but I can't remember. Pretty big guy, but you got Herbert throwing you the ball, so. Might not be bad. Another one that I'm kind of looking at is like Jalen Noel to the Cardinals. I mean, they do have Michael Wilson, but opposite of Marvin Harrison will draw a lot. McBride will draw a lot, but for a second,
Chargers just signed Conklin, right? From the Jets.
Oh, thank you, Chicken Boy.
Yeah. I think a guy that's a sleeper that you could snag because he's having some troubles, if he does go to the Rams, Isaiah Bond is somebody to definitely keep an eye on later in the round. Because he's a guy that you could pick up, like a Puka-style guy that you could grab that, if Sean Payton likes him, like he's got an eyeball for receivers. So I'm going to trust his gut and go with the guy that he drafts. So especially in the top 2 rounds.
Yeah, now we're gonna post this. We're gonna post this out there for you guys to watch, and people that didn't watch the pod are gonna look at this draft board and they're gonna be like, "These guys are smoking.
These guys are insane. They don't know fantasy.
What are they doing?"
Yeah, for real.
But they didn't.
These guys are the managers of our league. Oh man, we're in trouble.
Yeah, so
that's why you have to watch the pod so you know
don't post
the context.
So please, when people are making fun of us, please defend us. And let the people know that there were landing spots that we were taking into consideration.
We'll post the landing spots.
I actually moved all these landing spots around specifically to make sure I got the best outcome. So, you guys, this is not actually Chad Reuter, guys. I lied. This is me just messing with you to get the best possible draft.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, that was okay. Well, that was pretty disgusting. So let's get to what everybody really came here to find out, and that's where you're going to be positioned in the Amon-Ra Triathlon League. So before we get into there, I want to give a shout out to some new players. This is everyone's favorite episode because, or favorite part of the show because I get to pronounce names.
Mm-hmm.
And here they go. We have HTX Ethan. Welcome in. Now, Ethan brought in some additional players, which we were real happy about. So thank you very much, Ethan, for bringing in more players for us. Joseph Win 77, Chicken Boy 87, the Benninators. Welcome in. This one, I think it's maybe Walrus or something, but it's WRLDS Russ. So Walderus, I guess. Drubleys 13. I don't know if it's Drubbles, but I just put him on here anyways. How do you like Toasty Waffles? Welcome in, Toasty Waffles.
Yeah.
I'm not a waffles. I'm more of a pancake guy.
I'm not sure if I think is White Knight played with us before. White Knight 1988 or 1988.
Yeah,
that's Bennett. He's been with us for a couple of years already.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure, but welcome on in again, White Knight. And then
great about that.
Sneaky Bull. Sneaky Bull must be Indian heritage.
My Alaska boy.
I was going to say it must be somewhere in the is he an Eskimo there, Zubkis?
No, come on.
Bull. Is that racist? I don't even know. Is that a racist thing to say? I don't know if you're allowed to say Eskimo anywhere. Every now and then, like a word gets canceled, I don't even realize.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's what happened in Canada. The Canadian team, the Edmonton Eskimos, I think they changed their name.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Isn't it a derogatory? It's not an actual like race, right? It's like a derogatory term towards the people that live in Alaska. Is that right? Am I wrong?
I don't know. It's I feel like it's Redskins all over again, but I don't really know the.
They call themselves Eskimos or Alaskan natives.
It's so stupid.
And then they have tribal names too. There's a lot out there.
I mean, hey, I anybody who's had their land stolen by the white man, I sympathize with. which is pretty much everybody. So
God, so bad. All right. So how we're gonna do this? Is everyone's name is in the Sean wheel, and we have the light and the dark. So we're gonna break off from 24 into 12. We're gonna spin the wheel and we're gonna go 12-1. So the anticipation, who gets the number one pick. So the first name off the board will go to 12 light. Second name will go to 12 dark, and then so on. 11 light, 11 dark, 10, all the way to the the end. So it should be pretty cool. And then what we'll do is, did we send a link out, Alex, for them to join the dark too if they want?
Yeah, I can get that done right now.
So we're gonna send you guys a link to go to dark. That way, if you're placed in dark, you can go ahead and join dark.
even if you're not, you should join it.
Yeah.
So that, because when we get to the point where these brackets get combined, if you're in one of the 16 teams that makes it into that bracket, you're going to want to see the other league just for reference. So, we'll have tracking for you guys where you can actually eyeball it on the website as opposed to having to go and look at the teams at other leagues just to be able to see scores. But it's nice to have it and verify it and make sure that it's correct. So feel free to join them both, basically.
That part of our whole spiel is that we want you to be able to verify the winners. Like I think I shared the story, but the reason that this whole thing was conceived is because you join a big tournament and somebody put you on a list, and then they say, "Oh, good job! I know you scored 250 points in week 17, but this guy scored 400, and trust me, he did." But it's on the spreadsheet. Look, proof. But with us, you can actually go into that league. You can verify the people that beat you for championship week. Those leagues will be open, and if somebody beats you for the big money, you can join their league. You can look at all the settings, scoring, everything's identical, full transparency.
Yep. And like I said, at the bottom, type in big game in the chat for free entry. We will give that away at the end of we'll call it Selection Wednesday. We're going to do Selection Wednesday. So Sean's going to spin that big old look how cool that wheel is there.
So the first spin is going to be for the 12 spot in light, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is going to be the 112 in the light.
All right, guys. So the first selection, here we go.
JoJo.
It's JoJo.
JoJo.
Okay, JoJo.
Did you guys hear the little kitty cat, by the way, or was that only me that hears the kitty cat?
No, I didn't hear it.
I follow you, brother.
When the wheel stops spinning in my computer, it goes meow.
Actually, JoJo, I'm pretty sure JoJo likes drafting at the end, so he may like the 12 hole.
All right, JoJo, you are the 12 hole in the light league. Congratulations.
Okay, so this next spin will be the 12 hole in the dark league.
Toasty waffles.
Toasty waffles.
I'm sorry, that cat gets me every time.
Gotcha. Toasty waffles.
All right,
dark,
so Toasty waffles, you are in
12.
the dark and the 12. This is the 11 for the light.
Droobles,
13. So Droobles and JoJo in the light league, right?
Yes.
All right.
You're taking these names out, right? Once
they come out automatically, yes, sir.
Oh, how nice. Okay, so this is number 11 in the dark. So you're going to be right.
And who would they be joining? Who was in the 12th soul?
Toasty Waffles.
Toasty Waffles. Your first teammate will be Sarah.
Sarah, 21, our producer.
Look at that. Toasty Waffles and Sarah M in the same league.
All right, Toasty Waffles. This will be number 10 in the light league, and your teammates so far are Droobles 13 and JoJo.
All right, who's gonna join JoJo with Droobles? Sneaky Bull! Look at that. Now we know which one Zoobsies wants to land in.
Oh no, I'll be honest. I have been in so many of these best balls, these minis with JoJo. I'm tired of drafting near him. I want to be as far away from him as possible.
So he's the light 110, right?
He's the light 110. So this will be dark 110. Your teammates are Toasty Waffles and Sarah M21. So who's it gonna be?
Before we move on, we have. I guess it is Drew Bless, not Droobles.
Oh, is he telling us? Yes, he is.
Drew Blees.
My bad,
Drew
Drooble. I mean Drew Bless. My bad.
I told you I was terrible.
Well,
with names.
I think his name is like Drew. Maybe it's Drew Bledsoe. No, it's not Drew Bledsoe, but it's
That would be
Drew
awesome.
something.
Drew played with Drew Bledsoe the whole time. He's like, you guys suck.
Oh God.
Oh, that's great.
I'm
sorry, Drew Bless. My bad.
Sorry, Drew.
Okay, Dark 110.
Dark 110. Let's go.
Oh man, here we go. Dark 110. Back to the reality.
Good stuff.
Dead Man Soul.
Dead Man Soul 31.
Dead
And
Man
Dark
Soul.
League. So he gets to avoid the JoJo curse.
Dead Man Soul. There you go. All right.
All right. So who's going to be the unlucky soul that end up in the light league?
This is the 9, number 9.
Oh, it's me.
Trader Clown.
I was in the same boat as Zooms. I didn't want to be with JoJo.
Hey, I love you. I love you, JoJo, but
That's my
I'm tired
guys.
of you taking all my picks.
I know he takes my guys.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
That's Light 19.
Hey, well, the good thing about this, you guys don't have to worry about Sean manipulating the draft with trading all over the place.
That's true. Yep.
So,
And these,
all right,
and
this will
just
be number
we're clarified. So we're
Number
clarified
9
with everybody too, Scott. These aren't the actual draft positions, are they? Or are they actual draft positions as well as the league location?
Yes, draft positions.
no, this
So
is
I'm picking in the 9 hole in the
picking
light.
in the 9 hole in the light. Yep.
And JoJo is in the 12 hole in
Yes,
the
I
light
did.
league.
So you
Son
have-
of Demon.
You have all that time to
No.
think about who's gonna be there.
It's
I
just gonna be
hate
naked
my life.
picks all draft.
Oh, hey, we dropped the ball. We were supposed to show the promo. We're gonna have to do that after this.
Oh, we didn't show the promo. We were.
Oh, Scott, come on.
Oh, you
That
know
is
what?
too much fun,
Okay,
guys.
listen. We'll do a halftime. So we'll do a halftime. So when we get
Halftime.
to we get to the top. When we get to the top five that are left, then we'll do the promo.
I dig it. Okay, so we're on Dark number
Dark
9.
Dark 9. Who's it going to be? HTX Ethan.
Yes,
You
Ethan.
are in the dark side, baby.
He's all, who's JoJo? Well, good, I guess.
All right, Ethan. You got.
Well, you don't have to worry about it until the bracket is 16, buddy.
Yep, you got Dead Man Soul, Sarah M21, and Toasty Waffles with you. So now we are an 8 light.
Ooh, look at the names getting bigger, too. As we get
Light.
less and less, the larger they get. Chiefs Life 13.
13.
You get to join us on the light side. Another player that I
Whoa.
draft next to. Congratulations.
Chiefs Life 13. You're right there with
The
right
108.
next to Trader Clem.
Oh,
You
wonderful
guys
day.
can snipe each other.
I wish I'd have reshuffled this wheel before I started it. I'm not going to lie. All right, here we go. Which one are we drawing for
All
here?
right, this is 8
For the
8 dark.
Yes.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Wojo
Wojo.
Jimmy.
on the dark side.
On
Jimmy
the dark
Wojo.
side. All right, number 7 light. GLC 76.
76. You are with me on the light side of the force.
All right, we're getting close.
Which one are we drawing for here?
We are drawing the 7 dark.
7 dark. It is Torrid on the dark side.
Ooh, welcome to the dark side.
All right, one more before we run our promo. So we're going to
And-
6 light.
It's you or Jimbo's. Oh, it's on the line.
Oh, it was
Oh,
Jimbo.
snap. Scott thought it was going to be him, but no.
Okay, Jim, Light 106.
Light 106 for Jimbo's.
Oh, gotta love it.
All right, we'll go dark.
So, do we need to play this promo here?
After this
One more.
One more? Uno
One more,
mas?
Uno más.
It's Zuby.
Zoomies.
That's what's up.
106.
I get to stay away from Sean. I get to stay away from JoJo.
That's so sad. You want to
All right.
switch?
All right, we are at our top 5. We have 10 more players left to be placed. We are going to go to our halftime entertainment, and that is our promo to the Triathlon League. This was put together by Alex. Did a tremendous job. We hope you enjoy it.
Okay, and then as soon as we come out of this, we're gonna take a look at a little sheet that has our where we're at right now.
All right. Love that
Nice.
promo. Love the music. Alex does a great job putting all that stuff together. So get you guys fired up. And like I said, if you guys have only gotten in 1 or maybe 2 and you want to join some other ones, Zeus is almost full. Jupiter's, I think, got 4 or 5 spots left. And then once those 2 are full, we'll open up the second 3 of the Egyptian, the Romans, and the Greeks. So definitely look out for that. So, all right, let's get into our top 5. So we have 10 left. We are going 5 light, and this is the top 5. So let's go.
All right. 5 light. White Knight.
All right. White Knight.
It all rhyme.
White Knight for light 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Booyah.
All right,
Scott, you still on the board? You're still on the board, huh?
still on the board on the dark
You
side.
too, man.
Or he is now
Not
on the
anymore.
dark side.
With Zubicus, I can snipe him.
Look
Hey,
at how
I'll
happy
do.
Zoobs is.
You know what? I'll take Scott. I like you, Scott. Me and you, we draft different. I can handle you on my in my league.
All right, I'm gonna be.
You guys can share hair.
Top 4.
Nice.
Oh, I love it. All
All
right.
Light number 4. Here we go.
4 light.
Cheeky Hobson.
Cheeky with the 104.
He is on my side.
Yeah, Alex is still on there.
I know, man. There's still some names on here that.
This is the dark 4.
Oh,
Chicken
Chicken
Boy.
Boy.
Chicken Boy Dark 104.
Woo doggies. Man, we are down low. Look at Alex
Down
sitting
to
right
the
there.
top 3. We still got Alex out there, TB, and there goes Short Stack.
Short stack 11. And he is where, Scott?
He is light 3.
Light 3 at short stack 11. We are down to the final 5.
Okay, this is dark 3, and that is
Sorry for
for
cussing.
Chris.
For the Dark 3.
Ooh, doggy. So we are down to the final 4, ladies and
4
gentlemen.
guys.
This is where you want to be in the triathlon. This is when you start making some good money.
All right, Alex is in.
There he is. The
Light.
4 hole. Well, actually, this would be the
White
2
2.
hole.
White 2. Now we're going black 2.
The Benedictors.
Benedictors.
All right.
To the dark. So now we're down to the 1 hole. Who's gonna be one on light and who's gonna be one on dark?
Yes, so here it is, 50-50.
TB76,
TB is a dark one, light 101.
Light 101.
Light 101 and
Coda
dark
Bear.
101 is gonna go to Coda Bear.
Nice.
Excellent.
We'll give him a spin so that he gets to see his name all bright and colored.
All right, so I'm going to run through this real quick again, let everybody know where they're drafting, and then we will go ahead. If you're in the dark, go ahead and join them. That way you're in both of them, dark and light, and you can kind of see how everything's going. But in the light league, the light Amon-Ra league, number 1, we have TB76. Number 2, Westlex, 3, Short Stack. 4, Cheeky Hobson. 5, White Knight. 6, Jimbo Bimbos. 7, GLC 76. 8, Chiefs Life 13. 9, Trader Clem. 10, Sneaky Bull. 11, Drew Blees 13. And number 12, JoJo. In the dark side, number 1, Coda Bear. Number 2, the Benninators. Number 3, Sorry for Cussin'. 4, Chicken Boy at number 4. Run the Hurry Up, myself at number 5. Zubicus number 6. Tortoise number 7. Jimmy Wojo number 8. HTX Ethan number 9. What's 10? I can't even read my own writing. Oh, Dead Man's Soul. Dead Man's Soul number 10.
Greg.
And then number 11, Serum 21, and number 12, Toasty Waffles. So that is your lineup. Those are your draft positions. So you can you have a long time to figure out where you're going to draft. We will, since I run both leagues, I'll let you guys, put up some polls for you guys, find out when you guys want to draft. Like I said before, preferably after May 15th. From what I've from what I've looked up, the NFL is looking at tentative dates for the NFL schedule release, which is either the 13th, 14th, or 15th. So whatever day that falls on, if it falls on the 13th, then we can start drafting on the 14th. So we'll just find out when it is set in stone, and then I can start posting posting for you guys and get your votes in for when you guys want to draft and what time. So all right. Well, this was actually a lot of fun. Hopefully, like I said, if we can get Jupiter and we can get Zeus locked up by next week, maybe we can do this again. That would be pretty sweet. So, all right, let's go to our well, before we get into our freebie, I want to go to Alex. Alex, why don't you let these wonderful people know what they're going to win and what game it is that they're going to win?
Yeah, totally. So it's the big game, and some of you were with us last year, but a lot of you that are actually here in chat weren't with us last year. So if you're in the way too early, the mini leagues, that it's pretty much the same format. It's divisional best ball. We try to keep your odds within your league. The allure of the big game is that it's 1 in 10 shot because it's 10 team leagues. So you beat your league, you win $50. There's 8 leagues per division. Last year we had 12 divisions, so you have the capacity. If you win $50, you can wager it, or you can keep it, or you can split it, 25-25, which people tend to favor. But it has the upside of $400 for each division. You multiply that by 12, you're looking at a lot of money. And last year we had, it was a $6.50 entry, but we're going to ditch the decimal point. We're just going to call it $7. You guys advised us to do that last year. Decimal point was terrible. But last year, our winner, who's Kroos, not in here tonight, but he took home $1,450, and it was a $6.50 entry. And his odds were 1 of 8, or 1 of 10 to win his league, 1 of 8 or better to win his division based off how many people wagered. And then in week 17, all 12 division winners chose to wager, so he had 1 of 12 odds. But those were his odds along the way, and even the other division winners, I think everybody took home money anyways. And then people that opted not to wager, they took home their $50. So it's a really good format where you can just kind of stop and assess your team and decide whether or not you think they can move forward, or you just want to take your money because you're lucky you got there. So it's a tiny bit of strategy mixed with the best ball format. and it gives us good results, and it's kind of our bread and butter here at Ballsville.
All right, cool. All right, well, before we get in the drawing, I seen Cheeky wrote in the chat. Lightside has some heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, well, let's go over it real quick. Sean, what are you looking at with the? Do you like the people that you're drafting against? Would you rather be in the dark side or what? How do you take with these two leagues?
Well, obviously, I'd rather not be on the same side that I ended up on with JoJo and some of the other guys. East Life being next door, not too happy with that. I would have preferred to be at the bottom, not the middle. There's a couple of things I'm not happy about on that fall. But it is what it is, right? It doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. It just means that I'm going to have to draft better than I normally do because I got some, sharks to worry about in my draft pool.
Are you do you like the 9-hole with the people that you have, I guess, behind you? I mean, obviously you said no because JoJo's there.
No, I don't like anybody standing behind me.
All right, Alex, I'll go to you. You obviously the 2 holes should make you pretty happy.
So it's nice. It's my favorite draft spot for the mini leagues. The 12-team rookie inclusive drafts was the 4 or 5 spot because if you don't get one of the top tier quarterbacks, your fallback is Jamar Chase, or he goes and then you get one of the top tier quarterbacks. So or the 6 if you're counting Burrow, but the player pool, like I think there's a tier drop off in the 4th round, and so like to be at the end of the 4th round is kind of a bummer, small little bit. So I kind of like the 4 or 5 spot, but I'm sure a player will fall that I like and stuff, and it's not a bad build from the 2 from what I've seen.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zoobs. How do you like where you're sitting at in the 6 hole?
I don't like you being right in front of me. That's for sure. But you know what? I actually like the 6 hole. I like being in the middle because you get that flexibility to see where the draft is moving and hopefully get a player before all the good stuff is taken away. Sometimes when you're at the end, that can happen. There'll be a big run and you're like, well, cool. All the running backs are gone. And now my RB2 is like, a backup to the backup or something, So yeah, I do kind of like having that flexibility right in the middle to kind of see where the draft is falling and hopefully get a good player before they all get taken. So.
Right. Well, I mean, I like where I'm at number 5. Like I said, there's quarterbacks, receivers there, which I like to target those players, early. As far as like knowing your opponents, you got to know your opponent's tendencies. I think I have a pretty good grasp on Tortoise, Zubikis.
Let me ask you a question, Scott. While we're talking about that 6 spot, so in the typical drafts, you're looking at the top 3: Lamar, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, and then typically what I'm seeing is Jamar Chase goes at the 4, and then at the 5, I'm seeing a lot of Burrow. And I've seen Jalen Hurts go as late as the 9, and in one case he went at the 12 spot. So at that spot, do you think that he should be the next off the board, or do you see somebody else going in that 6th position, like a Justin Jefferson?
I'm picking 5, so Zubikis is 6. So if you're saying the 6th spot, like I like the top 6. I like the top. I like the top 6. I mean, yeah, you can throw Justin Jefferson in there. I think he's just the, 1B to chase. And like you said, Jalen Hurts has been dropping, which I don't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. But like I said, you have to know your team. You have to know your league mates. I mean, are these guys going to draft quarterbacks early? Are they going to let them? Are they going to pass on them and take receivers and running backs? I could see a Brock Bowers going somewhere in there, possibly in the early 2nd. So,
yeah.
And like I said, it's a little different format because we have the guillotine aspect in there. So when I talked earlier about buys, somebody might have 2 players together, and the tiebreaker might be the buy. Mm-hmm. So they might pass on a guy. I mean, if Joe Burrow has a week 5 bye and Jalen Hurts has a week 13 bye, I mean, what are you doing? You're taking Jalen Hurts. I mean, that's what I'm doing. So the bye, that's why I said it's very important for the buys because
that strategy comes in.
Strategy, it's strategic, and somebody might, he passed. Why did he pass on that guy and he took this guy? Well, it could be because of the bye. So
yeah, and keep in mind, like if you have a bye during that guillotine portion, that's going to be a rough deal when you're going based off of points.
Yeah, if they do every year, it seems like we have a bye-apocalypse in one of the later weeks, like week 14 or week 12.
That's why I'm a firm believer that they should take half the league off at week like 7 and half the league off on week 8.
Yeah.
8 to 9 or something, and that's all buys. And like you have those 2 weeks, there's half the schedule basically. You have 8 games, and that's it.
And then everybody gets it right.
Yep, it's the only fair way to do it, in my opinion.
The proposal for an 18-game season was going to entail 2 buys per team, and that's going to be rough.
I think that should be. If that's the case, I do agree with that, and I think it should be the same setup, but it should be 2 separate weeks, like a week 6, 7, and a week 12, 13, or something like that. And that's the only way you should do an 18-game schedule, in my opinion. And then that also puts the Super Bowl on President's Day, which is something everybody's been wanting for the last decade and a half. So we don't have to go to work on Monday.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be really strategic with the buys. I think it's gonna there'll be a lot of trading too, because if you draft and you have a bunch of guys on a buys during that guillotine weeks, I mean, it doesn't matter how good your team is, you're finished if you come in the bottom. So they're going to have teams that are like, crap, I got like 2 important guys on a buy. I got to
dump these. Yep. I got to dump
trade one, and so it's going to be really, strategy is going to be really cool. And that's what we like about this game is you're not just watching it just like randomly. You have to like be on top of it the whole time. So other than that, let's get into the freebie. Everyone's still waiting for the freebie, so let's do it.
All right, absolutely. Give me 2 seconds here to pull that screen up for you guys. And
last chance to put big game.
What is going on?
You guys can head over to if you follow our TikTok account or the Instagram, you can go over there and see the promotion. It's a year old, but it's for the big game. I'll actually put it in the Triathlon hub on Sleeper, so you guys can check it out. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Here we go. We have 9 entries right now, guys. There's 12 of you in here. So if you haven't already, type big game in here so that we can get you into this drawing before we hit this draw button. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds. What did you say, Scott?
I said short stack, just put in big game. Sorry for cussing big game. I don't know if they're.
Yep, that's 10. So we did hit the double DGs. Double DGs.
Nice.
Chicken boy,
big game.
Chicken boy, big game.
Chicken boy, I think, was in there from earlier, but it did. I do appreciate you guys people checking and making sure you're not being missed. So that's a great way to go. So we're gonna roll this spin here, guys, with 10 entries. Here we go.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck, everyone.
Nice.
Good job, man.
Congratulations.
I like seeing a new name up there.
Yeah, right. That's nice. That's a new name that hasn't won anything that I know of. So good for you, Bennett.
And it looks like he's got a newborn. So congratulations, Bennett.
Oh, speaking of fortune, man, that was so good to hear last week that Jimbo did well in Cyborg's bracket. That's refreshing.
Yeah, no, that was really good. He and Jimbo only had 1 bullet. So Jimbo had 1 bullet. It was $20, and he walked away with 1,700. So, any of you guys that love March Madness, our buddy Cyborg runs an awesome pool. We had, if I remember, we had almost $5,000 in this pool. So it was really, really good pool, and he runs it really good, very transparent, just like Alex here at Ballsville. All the payouts are good, structures are good. He keeps on top of it, every week. So definitely look for Cyborg's.
He's got an NBA playoff pool going on in our Discord on the main channel. Look for that, and we also have our affiliate Reckless Ted. He's got a pin section on our Discord, a link to his Discord. He's giving us a space in his platform. So all he asks in return is that we go give him an audience and join his Discord if you're in ours. That's all. He's just trying to reach a number, but he's been very nice.
Exactly. That was my bad. We almost had 7,000 in Cyborg's pool. So for $20 entry for that's pretty good return, 1,700. So yeah, look for that next year. But other than that, that wraps up this episode of the Ballsville
And
podcast.
Scott, before you move on from him, doesn't he have an NBA bracket?
Yeah, that Alex just.
Yeah, that's right.
Welcome to the combo, Sean.
Thanks for listening, Sean.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm working on trying to get some stuff done here for our Ballsville regulars. And
We
just
right when we pass 90 minutes, we start to unravel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. So no, Sean's working hard behind the scenes. He's trying to get everything taken care of. So we'll give him a free pass.
Sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. So, but anyways, so if you guys are all new to this, we do this every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, if you guys only fired away one bullet in Amon-Ra, or if you're in Zeus and you want to get in, more, there's Jupiter that's going to be open, and hopefully if we get those two full, which I'm guarantee we will, hopefully next week's pod we can fire off Zeus and Jupiter next week too. So anyways, so this wraps it up for this episode of the Ballsville podcast. Real quick again, please like and subscribe to the podcast. Please go to theballsvillegame.com for all your fantasy needs. Check out the website there. It has all the information. And until next week, folks, for my co-host, Strader Clem, for Zubakist, the man of the Wild Frontier, and not last but not least, our El Presidente, Wes Lex on Sleeper. Until next week, folks, I am Run the Hurry Up on Sleeper. We are out.
That's a wrap.